Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? And let us know what you're reading. And, you know, even though Tiffany is not here, you can let us know what you're eating because it seems
Yeah,
to be the thing.
we
So,
want to know.
so what are you going to be reading tonight?
Um, I'm still working on everything we talked about yesterday. I have like 75, I'm at 75% of this one. So that one's almost done. Um, I'm like only 8 chapters into this one. So just kind of chucking away at some of the ones I've been reading forever
What's the
on.
second one that you're reading?
Um, this one,
Yeah.
it's the third book in a series, but the series is based on St. Charles. So it's like this small, like witchy town, but it's based on St. Charles, Missouri, which is really cool. But yeah, it's so each of the books follows another person in their like little coven.
Okay.
So I can't really tell a lot about this one just because it's like third in the series, and kind
So
of
it's
built.
one of those, the series that you need to read in order, kind of.
This one, yes. Usually it doesn't really matter because they're like in a universe, but this one it kind of has like events that kind of build. So yeah, and I waited. This one came out last year, and I waited, and now I'm like, who the heck are these people? Like, so I'm like, I don't know who anybody is. So I might have to go on Kindle and see because they have those like recaps now.
Yeah.
So I might have to go and read a recap or something. So
Yeah, it's like with this one, like this is the second book in The Ghost of Nameless Island, and I was like, oh, shoot, I don't remember half like why is this kid being haunted and who is the person, and
right.
it's not really that, I mean, I had to wait. This one just like came out like last year, I think, and I'm just
Mhm.
getting into it, so it's not like, but it's just like whenever you're following a series and you like they come out one at a
Yep.
time, sometimes you just can't remember things, and
No,
I'm
I'm with you.
struggling a little bit with like what's going on. I
Yep.
forgot because it starts off like I remember it left on a cliffhanger
Mhm.
because like a lot of times that doesn't happen, but this first book I was like, oh, well, I guess it's going to be a series because you just kind of left me because it didn't say it was
Right.
going to be a series, and it
Right.
was like,
Right.
okay. And it kind of picks up right from that. I mean, like he's like fighting with a ghost, like right, like at the
That's
and
wild.
I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, what was going on? I
It's
forgot.
like rewind. Where did we end off here? Yeah. And I don't like, I'm not a binger. So like I slowly like to make my way through series. I'm kind of like you where I don't get to the second book, but sometimes I
Yeah,
don't get to like the fourth book either. So cuz I like to savor things. And
yeah,
so but the thing is, the problem is with that, you don't remember what's in the other, like get there and you're like, I don't remember anything in this stupid book. But,
yeah.
you know,
That's
it
why I've been trying to keep a little bit better track of my series so that I'm like, wait, okay, maybe I should go and read one of these books so I don't forget like what's
yep.
going on in this book series.
Yep.
Tonight I think I'll probably be listening to The Poacher's Son by Paul, I think his name's Dorian, I'm not sure. It's
No.
like Dioiron.
Yeah, that's probably right.
And
I'm not great
it's the
with
first
names.
book in a series,
Mhm.
naturally. And
Good.
it's I said it's kind of like I don't mind if this one rolls over into October. It's not like high priority or anything.
Yeah.
It was I kept pushing it back on Libby. Well, now you can't do that because you have to suspend, and I'm like
Yep.
the all the times that I suspend, I kid you not,
Forget
I
it.
probably will not even remember they're there,
Mhm.
and they will fall off at the end of the
Yep.
year or whatever it is
Yep.
because I won't remember to unsuspend them, and that's what I
Exactly.
don't like about that.
I know, I'm the same way. I hate it. I'm not gonna remember any of it. So I went through today and I was like, I'm not gonna read this. I'm not gonna read this. Like I'll come back. I tagged it so I can come back to it. But I was like, I don't need to have this on hold. I'm not gonna remember to come back in and suspend it.
And see, and here's like what's going to happen is like you're going to borrow it and then renew,
Yep.
or
Exactly.
put it back on hold because
Hmm.
somebody needs it, and then
Yep.
it's going to be the same thing as the delivery.
100%. It's not gonna help anything, in my opinion. But what do we
And
know?
so I'm going to listen to that because I went ahead and grabbed it on Libby, and I had been listening to it, but I had to priority reads to get through. So
Hmm.
now I need to go back to it, and hopefully I haven't forgot what I'd already like listened to. And then
Yeah.
I'm going to be working on my 2 on Tuesday books
Oh,
because
good.
I'm a little behind. I haven't looked up any information on them, so I'm like, that'll be like what I can do now, and then I'll have it ready, and then either I can make the video after sprints or early in the morning tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. We won't tell if you do it tomorrow morning.
If I do it tomorrow morning, it's usually people don't get it till later in the afternoon because then I'm like, oh, whoops.
Something to look forward to.
And so Barbara says, "Good afternoon, friends. Reading The Love of My Afterlife, eating peanut right out of the jar. Doing
Yes.
good. We all have done it. And working on my. I use this blanket when I have my toes amputated, but it was not long enough, so I'm making it longer, or my sick blanket or comfort blanket. That's cool.
Nice.
Make it a little bit longer.
And I definitely eat peanut butter out of the jar. I'm gonna admit it. I do it. Yeah.
I
Are you?
will admit to scooping a scoop out of the jar, but I don't go back for seconds.
Oh, see, I can because I'm the only one in my house that eats the peanut butter. So
Okay.
it's my jar. So I'm
See,
like,
if
okay.
it was my jar, I probably would do that. But Dad eats peanut butter, so I know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. My husband doesn't
I
like
can
peanut
see
butter.
that. Definitely. Yeah, I was like, if I was on my own, I would totally be. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Kim says, "Hi, hey everyone. I will probably just be listening tonight. My back is killing me. Oh, I
Oh,
hope you
bummer.
feel better."
Yeah.
And Mary Jo says, "Hello, everyone. The storm turned out not to be so bad. That's good.
Good.
We've gotten on and off rain today and a little wind. The rain will be gone late tomorrow morning." Oh, that's
Good.
good.
Yeah.
It's nice to get some rain. I just don't like the storm part.
I know. I know.
Hi, Michelle says, "Good evening, everyone. Tonight I'll be reading The Academy by, is it Ellen Hildebrand? Or
Yeah. Yeah. It's Ellen.
Ellen? Okay. And
Mhm.
Shelby Cunningham.
And that's her daughter. They started writing a series together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then Mary Jo says the rip currents at the beach are bad, so no one can swim for most of the week.
That's a bummer.
And she says, "I'm trying to see. I'm reading 25 Alive by James Patterson, and Maxine Petro, number
Yep.
25 in the Murder Club series. Cool.
Cool.
And dinner was steak, baked sweet potatoes, and corn.
Oh, that's
And
good.
Michelle is having a lasagna for dinner,
Oh
which is
gosh.
me sounding.
I know.
I haven't had anything because we went to Golden Corral for like lunch, and as always, you eat way too much whenever you eat there. So
Mhm.
my tummy is kind of churning a little. It's
Yep.
not, I'm like, if I get hungry, I can go get something maybe on a reading sprint. I thought maybe I'd get a piece of bread with like a little jelly
Oh
or something.
yeah. How's your sourdough?
It it needs work.
I mean, it's your first loaf. It's fine. I mean,
But it tastes fine.
that's all that matters.
I've made a lot of grilled cheese sandwiches with it, and I made a second loaf, and it turned out kind of the same way. But I was watching somebody that does like a lot of sourdough, and I
Mhm.
didn't know that like your sourdough starter could go acidic or do something weird, and then that could make your like bread not the fluffy or
Oh,
whatever. And so,
okay.
well, maybe that's what's wrong with my sourdough starter. Because
Maybe.
I mean, this is my first sourdough starter. I
Yeah.
don't know what I'm doing with it. I'm feeding it, but maybe I'm not feeding it correctly or doing it. So
It's all trial and error.
yeah, and I have to do it in the air fryer oven because we don't have an actual oven. So I have like a little Dutch oven in the air fryer. And so I know I've got to work on temperatures and
Yeah.
try to get the right temperatures. So I'm sure I'll have a lot of failed attempts that still taste okay. They're just not that squashy bread that you see everybody. Mine's a little bit more like, "Ooh, it won't squash very."
It's okay. It's bread. As long as as long as it tastes good, I don't care. I love bread.
Yeah, same. It's like it's edible, so it's
Yeah.
okay
It
until
doesn't
I
have to be pretty.
until I master things. It's
Yeah.
edible. So.
Well, and you with Missouri being so hot all the like most of the time, it's kind of nice not to have like a full on oven. I mean, I can't imagine like oven baking right now because it's just so hot. So
Yeah, and our oven, like the heat thingy element went out of it,
Mhm.
so it just kind of sits there taking up space. But
Store some stuff in it, like store some pots. It's fine.
yeah, it may become like a storage place for like
Yeah.
the Dutch oven or something.
Hmm. Yeah.
And Cajun says, "Hi everyone." She's reading Granny's Ghost and Haunted Homicide, Ghostly Gumshoe #1. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Esther James reading Six Target, and it's #6 of the Women's Murder Club by James Patterson and Maxine Petro, and she's on chapter 45 of 138 because those chapters are short.
Is there a read James Patterson group right now? There's two people are reading James Patterson.
Now,
They're just having
and
fun.
Esther Jane just took up reading this
Oh, okay.
series this year, and she's on #6. I think we just started not too long ago, but she's really enjoying them.
Good.
And it makes me want to try them. I tried
know.
like the first one, but it's been so long ago. I'd have to start over. But
Yeah.
she's like, I think we got her started with these older series, because of Jance and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I mean,
I've only read his like romance. He wrote a couple of like romance-esque books, and I read those a while back, but I haven't read any
like
of his current.
Sunday at Tiffany's. Or,
Yeah, yeah. I read those like when I was in college or high school.
I read a few Alex Cross books, but I haven't really read that much James Patterson.
Yeah. Don't tell him that though.
Yeah, because he'd really be like, "Are you kidding me? Like, how many books have I written, and you haven't read anything?"
Right. Now, every time I see an author, I'm like, I can't tell you I haven't read any of your books. You're going to get mad.
I got Michael Connolly's autograph, but I don't think I ever said anything about never reading the Harry Bosch series. It was one of the Harry Bosch books, and I'm like,
yeah, yeah. So from now on, we just don't tell them that. We just say, "Oh, thanks. We love the book."
And Melmac says, "Hi everyone, reading Plagued by Quilt by Molly McRae's number 4 in the Haunted Yarn Shop." I like that series.
Is that the one with the ghost that kind of whines? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can't remember what her name is, but yeah, she's a little bit like whine.
Yeah, I like it though.
Woe is me. Yeah. And Mother Goose Librarian Amy says, "Hi y'all, I'm reading Death by Beach Read by Eva Gates, number 9. And I think in the library or the Lighthouse Library series, yeah. And I'm really been into reading this series. I really like that series. I need to get to like the latest one that's out. I haven't done that.
I think it just came out too, right?
Yeah, I think recently. So.
Yeah. I'm not caught up. I'm like in the middle of the series somewhere. But it's good.
Yeah, and Esther James does too. Mother Goose, she really likes that series. It's a good one. Hi, Annie says, "Hi y'all, I'm reading Hobby Farm Murders by Kathy Cohen, a Shirley Steele mystery. I don't know that series, but it sounds fun."
Yeah.
And Mother Goose says, "Esther, I love Gates' storytelling. The characters are like friends."
Yeah.
Hi, Kat says, "Good evening. I'm listening to A Gathering Mist by Margaret. Margaret.
Did it get cut off? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe
I think so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that person.
I don't know. Yeah.
Timberlake K9 Mystery.
That person, yes.
And Michelle says, "Good to see you, Blake."
Hi.
Hi, Jill. And Emily says, "Hey, it's Stormy and Blake."
Hi, Emily.
Hi, Kat. Says, "Hey,
Kat.
Stormy, Blake, and friends in the chat." And hi, Erica. Says, "Hey, ladies, do you have a channel, Blake?"
I mean, if Tiffany had her way, yes.
She needs to have a channel. We're trying to twist her arm. But
they are. Maybe soon. I did do a poll on my Instagram, and only one person said no. So, yeah, now.
I was gonna say, you do have Instagram, and is it your Blake?
Yeah, it's Blake Hart's Books on Instagram, and it would probably be the same if I started a channel. So maybe you guys can all convince me tonight.
Yeah, you should do so, and then we can be like, "See, we were persuasive on Monday nights."
Yeah, absolutely.
I accidentally skipped somebody. Here we are. Emily says, "I'm reading Sky Beyond the Storms and Wild Magic by Tamara Pierce." And hi, Angela says, "Hi, Stormy and Blake, everyone in the chat." And Angela says, "Hello, everyone. Going to be reading on Apple Cider Slave by Julianne Lindsay, and Can't Judge a Book by Its Murder by Amy Willard." Awesome.
Is that the one you talked about yesterday?
It's the first book in the one we talked
about. Got it. Okay.
And I love Julianne Lindsay. I finally read one of her Harlequin intrigues.
How is it?
It was really good. Because I knew she would write good suspense, because I feel like her cozy mysteries, that ending part always had everybody like, something's going to bad is going to happen.
She writes a good mystery for sure. So I could see her writing a good intrigue novel too. Yeah.
And I think she writes a fairly decent, like, romance love connection in the
yeah.
Home Mysteries because she writes the romance stories
Right.
too.
Right.
And Angela's having dinner.
Ooh,
Her dinner was shrimp scampi, yummy.
that sounds good. I just had a Subway sandwich because I was like, oh, I'm gonna go on the live with Storm. What do I want? And we weren't really hungry, so
What kind of sub sandwich did you have?
we went to Subway. I got a tuna sandwich. I like their like tuna, but then I'm like, how much is this actually tuna? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't
How
know.
much is tuna and how much is a whole bunch of mayonnaise and all?
I know.
I feel like theirs is really, really mushy, kind of like. I mean, but it makes it good.
I know it's good with some lettuce and
Yeah.
tomato. Yeah, but I always am like, how much of this is actually tuna? But it's fine. It's
You know,
fine.
I always like to get. I don't think they have it anymore, but their seafood.
Oh yeah. One of my friends really liked that one, and I never got it, but they raved about the seafood. Like it had like crab.
Yeah, and it had like all that imitation stuff
Mhm.
and everything, but it was really good.
Yeah.
And then if you go to like the store and you see how many carbs and how much stuff is in that imitation, you're like, how many carbs was
Right.
I eating when I ate that?
And then it was you got a foot long. If you got a foot long and a
Yeah.
full like, oh.
You know, it really is. If you don't keep track of your calories or whatever it is, you don't think you're eating that much,
No.
but then you really are. If you,
It's wild.
It's
It's wild.
because I used to get like a big scoop of like peanut butter and put because I like to eat peanut butter with my cereal, and so
Yeah.
I would get a big scoop and stuff. And I'm like, but I'm not really eating that much. Yeah,
Right.
well, if you look at like what a scoop is supposed to be, that's like 190 calories. It's like
Yes.
this big.
I
you
know.
Like, yeah, I was probably eating like 400 calories.
Yeah. My weakness is cream cheese on a bagel. Like when you are supposed to put the amount of cream cheese you're really supposed to have, it's like
barely has
totally
anything on it.
Yeah, and I'm like globbing it on, and I'm like, oh my god.
Well, you gotta have like a layer like this when you're, really you're supposed to have a layer like this.
Right, exactly. Barely on there.
Yeah. And Angel says, I am reading Murder on the Farm by Kate Wells. I did finish Death Among the Stitches by Betty Heckman. Give it 4 stars. Nice. I'll read a couple more and get into a reading sprint. So Kat says, I want to finish Shadow House, No Way Out, Book 3. It's my last series September book and last book for the month in general.
Nice.
Yeah, watching you like read that and everything's made me want to go back to the first one. So I have the first one on Hoopla because like I read the first one a long time ago, but I'm like, yeah, I can't jump into number 2 because it's like, oh, I could do that for seconds in September because that's what I like to do in September. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I need to go back to the first one. So I may do that one next month.
Who's that by? The Shadow House. Do you know?
I don't remember.
I'll look it up later.
Is it Dan Ploblocky?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember. It's got a really spooky cover.
Ooh, we won't show Tiffany, but you can show me. Sidebar, I wanted to say, if anybody's looking for a really spooky book, but not like really scary, but spooky, Storm recommended Whistle by Barclay. What's his first name? Barclay?
Linwood Barclay.
Linwood. That one was so good. I watched you talk about it, and then I picked it up, and I was like, oh my! I read it in like two days. It was so good. It was creepy.
Have you ever read Needful Things?
No.
Have you ever watched the movie or anything? Because see, I thought it reminded me a lot of Needful Things.
Okay.
Stephen King's Needful Things, because that's why I was like, this has really good Needful Thing vibes. But I think I liked it a little bit more than Needful Things.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was really good. And you were talking about like a serial killer and all this stuff, and you were talking about it, and I was like, oh, I might have to check that out. And I devoured it. It was so good.
It was my first one from that author, and now I do want to read more because I really like that.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I might let you be the guinea pig, but I will read some more. So you recommend whatever is good. So I'll let you be the first one.
And Cajun says, I just bring up the PB jar on the couch to eat it because it's just me. So
yep.
Yeah. And Danielle's listening to a woman who got her spark back. Oh, okay, by Fiona Back and finishing. Also listening to Secret of Eden by Chris. Yeah, I'm not even going to.
Bojalian.
Bojalian.
I always say nobody repeat this, but I accidentally said Chris Bojangles the other day, and I was like, that's not right. It's Bojalian.
That's funny. And Karma says, "Hiya, friends. Hope you're having a great Monday. I'm still deciding on my next read."
So many
Okay.
choices.
Well, maybe we'll have it figured out during the reading sprint because we're going to do that because we should do that because that's
Yeah.
what these are.
And
I get wrapped up in the chatting sometimes and I forget.
yeah,
So we'll read till the top of the hour. That's okay.
sounds good.
All right. So happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
So how'd everybody do?
Good. I think I have 5 chapters left of my book, so not too bad. How'd you do?
Pretty good. I got to 59%, I think, in the Poacher's Son, and I worked on my 2 on Tuesday. My romance author doesn't have as much going on as my horror book author this go around. Last Tuesday, I couldn't find anything on the horror author at all. Like, it was like nothing. So it was kind of nice, like, oh, at least. But I think he's like more prolific in fantasy than.
Got it.
Yeah.
I have all these. So I'm one of the people that changes out their Kindle cases with all these stickers. And I have a ton of Halloween stickers. I just don't know what to pick.
So do you just lay them in there and put your Kindle on it so that you don't stick them on it so that you can read?
Yeah. I am one of those. I'm that generation of people who, I think there's a whole generation of us that like don't want to actually use our stickers.
Yeah.
Because we like want to save them for like the right moment. So yeah, I might have to have like a little, like I have all these like fun ones that I think you would like.
Oh, that's cute.
The Headless Horseman. See, they're just crazy. And I don't know. There's a well, what's this little guy? This is a creature. Is that the creature from the Black Lagoon?
It looks like he could be, yeah, like a little bitty version of him because he's in like a little like bath or something.
Yeah, I think they're cute. So I have to figure out which ones I want to like. Yeah, see like a vampire that says like stay hydrated.
It's hard when you have a whole bunch of fun ones because then you only have so much space because then you can put so much in there. So.
Yeah, so I might have to like switch them out in the middle of the month. So we'll see.
So Cajun says to Danielle, I like Fiona Gibson. I read that one earlier this month and really liked it.
Nice.
And Jill was having dinner while watching. Hello, Melissa says hi everyone. And Jill said chicken wings, mashed potatoes, and veggies.
That sounds delicious.
And Cass says I love Maximum Ride series by Patterson. It's middle grade young. You know, I used to have that. I think I decided that I still have it. Maybe I still have it. I don't know. I was like, I think it's one of those that I was on the fence of. Do I want to keep it? Because I've never, like, I won like the whole like series.
Oh, nice.
A long time ago, and it's just sat there. It's never been read. It's just it's like I have so many books on this shelf back here that I'm like I need to decide if I'm going to ever give them a chance or I need to get rid of them because they're just taking up space. I could put in some of my collection stuff that I like, that I'd rather look at than books that I'm not ever going to read. So.
Right. I was explaining that to my husband the other day. I was like, your reading tastes change and you get rid of books. And he was just like, well, I don't understand. You're not going to read that book. And I was like, probably not. Like, things change.
Yeah. Cause like in my early like 20s, I think I was really big into like, paranormal romance and fantasy and like a lot of young adult kind of things and everything. And now if it's young adult, I kind of like the mysteries and the horror in the young adult, but I'm still hit or miss with those.
Right.
I no longer want to read like the romances or fantasy or anything. And I'm not even really a huge paranormal romance reader anymore, except for now and then I'll get like the urge to read one or try one. A lot of times it'll be like some of the older series. And like I love Heather Graham and she does paranormal, but hers I feel like they're so paranormal light.
Yeah, they're not too heavy.
Where they have ghosts in the stories, but they're actually romances between humans. So I'm like, she does have her under Shannon Drake. She does have a vampire series.
Oh, okay.
That I've read 3 books in that series so far. So she does have the vampire stuff, but like my favorite one, which is A Crew of Hunters, it's like.
Yeah, you influenced me to try Crew of Hunters. So I read the first one and I need to keep going.
It's really good. And I mean, it's very formulaic. Like each one of them, you know what you're going to be getting. Yeah. You're going to have like 2 crew, a crew person and then somebody involved in what's going on and they're going to be the romance. And then you're going to have a ghost that's going to help them.
Yeah. But that's like cozy mysteries too. Yeah. There's some authors that are formulaic with that too. So I just feel like you just got to get used to it and just go with it.
And I think everybody has like that comfort read. Like I think for me, like that series, it's just fun. It's fluffy fun,
Yeah.
and I don't expect a whole lot out of it. I just like to.
Well, hey, I mean, yeah, everybody needs those kinds of books in their back pocket.
Yeah, because when you've had a bad day or a bad month or whatever, or you're in a reading
Yep.
slump, you go back to those books and stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Esther Jane says, I've not read any of them either. And yes, J.A. Jens got me started. My sister always wanted me to read them, so just never did. And so that's good that you're giving them a try now, that you're really enjoying them. And she's about persuaded me to try the first one again. And Esther Jane says hi to Kat. And Moac says the ghost in the haunted yarn shop is Geneva. See, I knew it started with a G, and I couldn't think of the name.
Yeah, and I knew it wasn't like a real common name either.
Yeah. I feel like she's kind of like an Eeyore ghost or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I nailed it. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
And Jill says, I finished Smitten Book Club last night. Well, actually, in the wee hours of the morning. Well, here's your woo! Because I don't have anything. I don't have a Mac like Tiffany.
I do, but I don't know I don't know what the keys are, so I'll have to look it up for next time.
Yeah, I know, there's some things when you do like this, it does something, but I don't remember. And you have to kind of hold it there for a few minutes because it is fun sometimes whenever she if you give a thumbs up on accident, it
just popped up. So maybe hold on. Turn on reactions. Oh, okay. So I have to turn something on. So I'll see what I can do next sprint. Maybe I can do some reactions and we'll start a rave or something.
And Michelle says you should definitely start a channel, Blake. We need all the booktubers we can get.
Thank you.
And I feel like you have a really nice voice, and the way you talk about things, I think you would be able to present your books very well and things like that. So I think you would do really good.
Well, thank you. I like to ramble, so
so do I, as you can tell. And I've learned that people that like you, they like your rambling. So yeah.
Okay, good.
And Carmen says, hiya, Jant's crew. Yep.
Nice.
We are all here. And Kat says, hey, Esther Jane, I'm sure you're enjoying your current book more than Walker. Yeah, that was our first Jant's disappointment. But, it had to happen. They can't all be great. We want them to be, but yeah.
And I feel like the ones that are kind of meh, or you don't like them first, then you realize what you don't like in a book. You're like, oh, I don't like that part. So then you it gives you a learning opportunity too, I think, a little bit.
And the funny thing is when I read the article, that was her favorite book.
Interesting.
And we're all it's our least favorite book. We don't understand.
Maybe because it's so different that she's that's why I like it.
I think she was wanting to try to do something different. I think it was after 9 Beaumont books, she wanted to do something different, and it was different.
I don't blame her. 9 can, you kind of need something fresh. Maybe, I don't know. Is she still writing? Writing books. Okay, she's got a new one coming out soon.
Yeah, I think she had one last year, maybe in the Beaumont, and this year, I think.
Okay.
She might have had a Joanna Brady book that just came out or is coming out, and so so she's still writing them. So I think she did the Walker, but the Walker only got 6 books. So I think she realized that people weren't really into that series as much, and so. But I'm curious to see about Allie Reynolds because that's the only series we haven't tried yet.
Okay.
We will be trying it at some point because she has to put all of her books together somehow. And so Allie Reynolds meets Joanna Brady somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
And so I have to start reading it at some point.
I know. I don't know if I like when authors do that or I don't like when authors do that. I think I'm on the fence because sometimes it's really cool to see the Easter eggs and see how people from their series are doing. But then other times I'm I don't remember what's going, you know what I mean? It's kind of a catch-22.
Yeah, and who is it that Jim McKinley?
Jim McKinley.
Yeah, I read the Library Lovers, but I had never read the Hat series or
Yeah, I
like
haven't
the
either.
other one, and I think they were in some of those. And see, I
Yeah.
never even knew it. So
Yeah, and
you
that's the
know,
thing. Yeah,
if
that's
you
why I
don't
don't
know
feel
what's
like it.
happening, I think it's
Yeah.
a little bit better than if you know that if the series are going to like clash at some point. And I
Yeah.
feel like, well, now I've got to know who this person is. And so I would like them to tell me up front, you need to
Mhm.
read this author in publication order.
Yeah, or like a little note in the front that like, hey, there's characters from this series that are going to be, in this book or something. Just so, because then I feel like I have to go back and read the book again. I don't know, so we'll see.
Why would someone say no, Blake?
I don't know. I'm not going to call them out. I don't know who they are. Like I saw their Instagram. I don't know who they are, but they said no. We'll see.
Maybe they've had a bad experience.
Maybe.
You know, it
Maybe.
happens to some people.
It does, which is fair.
And Tanya says, I haven't decided which book I want to read. I have to read 2 by the end of this month. One is Kevin's story that I've been reading for the past 3 weeks, and the other is Playing with Fire. Well, you better get working on it because you only got like 1 day left.
I know. Are you the kind of person that has to wrap everything up by the end of the month, or can you carry things over?
I like to
Mm-hmm.
wrap everything up, but if I have like a book that I feel like is kind of like what I call a background book,
Yeah,
then I don't mind it going. So like the Poacher's Son is kind of like my background book.
got it.
It's one that I mention every now and then that I'm working on, or sometimes I'll like be reading an ebook that I never mention until I'm like halfway through, and it's like, oh yeah, I've been reading this in the background, like you just didn't know about it.
Yeah,
Looks like a
yeah.
background book.
I think for me, it's just seasonal. Like I don't want to read, because I've talked about how seasonal crazy I am. I don't want to read Halloween books in Christmas time. Like like that's the only thing. Otherwise, I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't mind. I read whatever. So like when I'm reading a cozy series, if there's like a Halloween or a Christmas one, and it's the next one, I'm not gonna hold on till the season. I'm just gonna read it.
No, I gotta wait. Even if it's a year, I am waiting.
I can't do that. And Tanya says, I have to go to the store and get more bagels. I have been craving bagels and cheese.
You're welcome.
I was right. Dan
Yay.
probably wrote Shadow House. It's a really sticky middle grade series.
Okay, Kat, I'm going to try it.
And Esther J says, Blake, oh, what was the book you liked that Storm suggested?
Is it Whistle? Whistle.
Yeah.
Whistle.
Esther Jane, I'm not sure if you'd like it.
Man, I don't know. I don't want to get anybody scared. It's scary. It is scary. It's not Tiffany scary. Like Tiffany would absolutely not read it.
I feel like it's like high intensity thriller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with creepy elements.
With creepy elements in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just so you know.
Yeah.
You could always give it a try, and if it's too, you can put it to the side. So that's why I tell people with like even the middle grade, I'm like, I don't know, I don't know if it's scary, if it's too scary for you, but get it from the library, give it a try. If you don't like it, you can just take it back to the library.
Right. I think that, and when people like you read romance, I think spice level and I think scary level are two things that I think are subjective. It's hard for me to say, oh, I think that book is scary, because like if you read it versus Tiffany, you guys would have totally different experiences. So
yeah, that's why. So when people ask me if something is scary or whatever, I'm like, I don't know.
And I spent a whole summer, I think it was a couple years ago, I call them accidental possession books, where I didn't know going in that these people would get possessed in the book. And then I would just be like, why am I reading so many in a row? It was wild. It was like the summer of accidental possessions. I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, and that happens sometimes. Like if you don't
read
the back of the book, you just think, oh, this.
I had no idea. Right. And I was like, oh my God, how many people can get possessed in the summer? It was wild.
Esther Jane says, hey, Kat, I'm definitely liking it more, but looking forward to our next Beaumont book. Yeah. I do believe Beaumont is our favorite, but I think technically he's probably our favorite because we started with Beaumont.
Got it. Of course.
But Brady's getting there. I mean, like, I think when we first read, like, the first Brady, we're like, yeah, she's not bad, but I think now we're on, like, number 5, and so it's like, yeah, I kind of like her spunky, ness. So I'm hoping Allie Reynolds is going to be kind of, in the vein of like Joanna Brady and be a little bit like spunky like that, but not like horrible.
Right, right.
And like Walker, I feel like it's going to be more of like her suspense novels that are kind of interconnected somehow.
Hmm.
And I really don't think she meant for it to be a series. And then maybe she just either liked Brandon or the publishers liked Brandon or whatever. So me too. Beaumont is my favorite. Yes, he's such a lovable, grouchy teddy bear. He's a bit of a womanizer, and
Wow. Yeah.
he's still a lovable, grouchy teddy bear. And I mean, he's got like a really soft heart for kids and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, that's yeah.
So it's like you kind of look over the one thing, and we always
Right.
joke about it is who's going to be the woman in this book or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, he didn't find a woman in this book. Oh, what
Oh, I
happened?
know. It's like, whoa.
And Mary Jo says, I finished 25 Alive. It's my
Yay.
last series September book. Yay!
Yay.
Woo!
I know. Oh, did I get okay? I was like, did something moved on my screen, and I'm like, did I do it? No, not yet.
And Michelle says, it made it through the first chapter of the Academy. Long chapters.
Okay, good to know.
And that's 67%. Angel was 40 out of 349. And 26.
Nice.
Angela, 19% of Don't Judge a Book by Its Murder. How are you liking it, Angela? And Caitlin says, yay, Mary Jo.
Yay.
Congrats, Mary Jo.
Yay.
And Mother Goose says, I'm at halfway point of my book. Loving the ghostly vibes in this book in the series.
Yeah.
And Angel says, congrats to Mary Jo. And Jill says, picked up Whiskey Business that had stated previously, and I'm at 34%. Cool.
I need to try that one.
Those are cute. Yeah, I got it I think I have so many books tagged on Libby. Or
yeah.
Now it's like it doesn't even say tagged anymore. It says saved.
I know. I don't like that either.
I don't understand. Why did you have to change it? What is wrong with tag?
I don't know. And it made sense because it was like these little tiny tags.
Yeah.
So it made sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sometimes I just wish they would leave their apps alone.
Correct.
Just update what you need to, but leave them alone.
Right.
And Emily got to page 208 of 516.
She's reading a chunker, as always.
Yeah. And he's a 43%.
Good job.
Cajun says there is something to be said for formulaic, though. Sometimes it is just like, I need to know Stephanie's car is going to blow up and Grandma is going to funeral home. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Stephanie Plum, I could tell already. I've never read those, but I know exactly who she's talking about because many people talk about those exact things and things.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, see. Oh, we like Rambly. See, I told you.
Okay, Cajun.
They put up with me. They like Rambly. Emily says, for those of us with anxiety and depression, the formula is great thing when we are having a bad day. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes it's just nice to know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
Emily says, I had a roommate who, if she saw me watching a Hallmark movie when she come home from work, the first words would be, "Are you bad day, huh?" And I need to know that in 2 hours the world would be right. Yeah, all would be right in the world. Yeah, and that's like one thing. It's like, I know Hallmark movies, they're formulaic. They're the same. You can spot an Easter movie, a Christmas movie, a fall movie, a spring movie, or whatever, and they've all got the same theme but different actors, and maybe it's the man and not the woman or whatever. But it's like, I'm pretty sure I watched a movie about this same exact thing, but it was like Christmas or whatever.
Right. Or I like it when they interchange so somebody was like a victim in one of the movies and they're like the killer in the next one. And I'm like, oh my God, wasn't that person the killer? You know, it's always that's my favorite.
Yeah. And Emily says, don't read Sanderson if you don't like Easter eggs popping up from other series. Yeah.
I like them. I want to know, like, there's going to be Easter eggs.
Well, and it's like the Stephen King verse thing or whatever it is. I never read enough Stephen King, but I would never be able to spot an Easter egg from one book to another.
Right.
Just never. Yeah. Oops. And Michelle says, I really look forward to the next Joanna Brady book. Still only on book 2 for the Beaumont series. Yeah, she kind of jumped in with us later on when we were already farther into Beaumont, but we had just started Brady, so she jumped on the Brady wagon with us, and she read the Walker one with us.
So she shares with the view. I like it.
Yeah,
I like
so she loves Brady because she's read more of Brady than she has of Beaumont. So.
it. Got it.
And Emily says Sanderson is a read in publication order author. Cajun says yes, Emily. That's comforting to know how things will go.
Yeah.
And Kat says, I did no reading. I finished watching the horror bingo announcement video, talked to my husband on the phone, and ate dinner, hamburger patty, and grilled asparagus.
Love grilled
Who's doing a horror bingo announcement? I guess I don't know. There's so many things going on.
I know. I am gonna do what is it? The TBR pumpkin patch.
Oh, the TBR harvest.
Yeah, that looked so much like fun. So I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, I was gonna do like the Halloween-a-thon, but then I was like, I don't want to have to keep up with another one. I did it last year, and so
yeah, I've never done one. So I always had like intentions to do like the Scooby-Doo readathon or like middle grade May that you guys do, and then I always like fall off the wagon. So I'm gonna try something this time.
Yeah. And that's why it's like with mine, I'm like, if you just read one middle grade, then you can participate. You know, it's like just read one spooky book.
So yeah, I'm gonna read a Lindsay Curry in your honor. Yay!
Esther Jane says, I wait for Christmas until the next year.
Yeah, I'm with Esther.
And Tony says, I'm 60% done with Kevin's story, and the other book is only about 200 pages. I could finish both by October 1st. I want these 2 books done because I've been reading them forever.
I know that feeling.
Then we believe in you. You can do it.
Yeah, you can do it.
And Esther James says, if I could read the Walker book, I think I can. It's not that spooky parts for Halloween. It's just that there's so many. I was looking for just plain Halloween. I gotcha. Well, then you might try it and see what you think of it. Because I think I really think it does have horror elements, but I think it's like a high intensity thriller.
Right. And I didn't think it was scary.
Yeah.
But I've also read it a lot now, and so I feel like I've desensitized myself as well. So I don't.
And I do think you made it through that nasty character in Walker. You can make it through the nasty character that's in.
There you go. I think that's good advice.
And Angela says, I'm liking it so far.
Good.
Emily says 515 is a medium book. 800 plus is a chunker.
Oh, see, I'm not versed in the chunkers. I know that Emily reads a lot of mammoths and all of that, so I shouldn't.
Carmen says, I vote Blake starts a channel for sure.
Yay!
And Emily, do TBR Harvest. Because I know she was doing it. I seen her TBR.
I thought I saw a video. I have to go back and watch it. But
oh, okay. So Leandra from the TBR Zero has a horror bingo video. Okay.
Isn't she doing the TBR? Yeah. Okay. So she's got 2?
So maybe she's participating in somebody else's.
Got it.
Who's going to be like because I know a lot of them got like their little group.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are host for everybody else's. Yeah. Like, even though they're already got one of their own a lot of times. I've seen some of them where they're like hosting like 2 or 3 at the same time.
Wild.
It's crazy. And it says horror bingo, Sarah at Wicked Readings.
Okay, got it.
And it says, thanks, Kat. I didn't know the organizer. Okay. And the Walker dude was definitely horror to me. Yeah, that's why I was like, I take it back. Esther might be able to do it. And hi, Amy says, hi, everyone. Sorry for being late. We're watching Goosebumps movie. Cool.
You're not late. And Goosebumps, I haven't seen Goosebumps in years. I should watch some of the old stuff.
And yes, Blake, you need a channel. I don't do Instagram. Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
And I don't know, has anybody seen that they are making a horror comedy out of Anaconda?
No.
Yeah, it stars Jack Black. And I'm like, we didn't really need to go there.
No.
It has Paul Rudd in it, and I like him, but I'm just like.
And I don't mind Jack Black, but I don't need it. Anaconda, did that have Jennifer Lopez in it?
One of them may have. I don't know. It's been
Like,
so long since
I
I've seen
know,
like Anaconda.
I know.
Just like it didn't need to be funny.
Half
But
of
like
these reboots don't need to happen. You
and
know?
it they were trying to make a movie and they had a like a snake or whatever, but it got killed. Like something
Oh,
tragic happened to it. Oh, now we need a snake. So then they go to the Amazon to get the snake, and then they're being like attacked by this big gigantic like anaconda in there and stuff. And it was I was just like, I don't know.
I
It
don't need
didn't
it.
need to be no.
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Nope, don't need it.
And the Sphere Street books by R.L. Stein count for Halloween. Yeah, I mean, I think some middle graders would probably read those, so I think it counts.
Mhm.
I always say like I think younger teen can count, like, and some of those could be like that. So,
Yeah.
it really a comedy horror. I know, and Joel is like,
Good. Okay, I'm not crazy. I could have swore it was Jennifer Lopez.
It says, Amy, are we buddy reading City of Brass in October? And so we will. I chatted too much. So we'll go jump into a reading sprint now and read to the top of the hour and then come back and finish up the comments and all that stuff.
Sounds good.
Happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
So how did Ray do?
I didn't really read. I changed the stickers on the back of my Kindle, and I don't know. I kind of just flipped around on a couple different books. Hey, Elizabeth.
Hi, sorry.
No, you're okay.
I unmuted about the time my daughter's medicine alarm went off, but I had already given it to her. And I hit snooze instead of stop. And I'm like, oh, no, it's going to go off again in 10 minutes because I didn't hit stop.
We've all done that.
Hi, I'm sorry. I didn't know when I told you that I might come on tonight. I didn't know that I had anywhere to go. But this morning I woke up to a Facebook notification about a retirement party for an old coworker. And so we went to that. And then when we got home, the wall ran on in here. And then I got in here and my light bulb was out. And so then I think y'all were probably on a sprint by that point. But anyway, so Randy came in here and changed it because he's taller and got it changed. And here, so I see that was the last sprint, but I am reading. I'm in crunch time. Tomorrow's the last day of the month. So I got to finish this Muffy Birnbaum book. And I'm on the third to last chapter. So I'm trying to get
Close to getting done then.
Yeah, you'll get it done.
Yeah. I'm trying to get this chapter I'm on and maybe a couple of pages into the next one. When I woke up this morning, I had like 50 pages left. And so if I can get like 25 pages done. And then I have a boatload still of audiobooks that I'm trying to get done. A couple of them are short and, well, most of them are short. There's like some Tanya Kappas books, but I really want to finish my ABC challenge this month. So I am I'm down to like the last 6 of those, and you know each one is only like 4 hours.
4
and
hours,
then speed it up, then each one's like 2 hours. So
yeah,
I'm working on that.
If you don't get it finished, you'll at least get close. So
yeah, and if I don't get it finished, it's not the end of the world. But I'll be bummed that because I finished the 60 by 60 challenge this month, and so I thought, wouldn't it be great if I could finish both those challenges in the same month?
Yeah,
and that would be, checking off the boxes. So probably what I won't get done is my library book club books that I got to turn my do not disturb on. I didn't get my library book club books done for the month, and so it's already passed anyway, but I still have them checked out and I have them on audio. But I think it's more important to me, since I've already missed book club, to get my challenges done. I can always come back to those books at some time later. So I'll probably just check them back in. Well, I might get one of them done, but it can still be next month. I've already got it on Libby. So so I can go ahead and listen to that one.
So I work some more on my 2 on Tuesday stuff, trying to get some other books kind of organized so that I can put them on my little graphic like I've been doing. And
have you filmed yours for tomorrow yet?
I haven't got it filmed yet, but I'm trying to get it ready so that maybe after this I might try to film it.
Yeah.
I got my. I hate using the ring light because then I feel like it's glowing in my eyeballs. But I have my ring light. I can always plug in. I'm like, I'm gonna have to get used to it anyway. It's gonna start getting dark by 5 o'clock, and I'm gonna, if I'm gonna film anything after 5 o'clock, it's gonna be dark anyways. But I was working on the Poacher's Son while I was listening.
Nice.
So I don't know if you saw my TBR, but did you see that? Because one of the prompts for the Journey Through the Bible is to steal someone's idea. So
yeah, I saw that. I was like, yay!
Yeah. So I think I can get it on Everand on audio, and I've already checked out the physical copy. It's not very long. Are you reading it or are you listening?
I'm listening to it.
So I laid it out on the coffee table for my husband too. I said, you might actually like this because I've read one of them and I just haven't gone back to read the first one. I said, I'll have this out, checked out for the month. So
I'm 69% into it. So yeah.
And his name is so hard. Our book club, we were like, how in the world do you pronounce this? So we looked it up, and I don't know if I made sense phonetically, because you look at it and you think
it looks like Dorian to me. So
yeah, but it's Dwaran, like a dwarf, like Dwaran. Yeah. But I would have never got that just by looking at it. It's like Bodhi Taney, Thoene. Who in the world would think you would pronounce that Taney? But that's how it is.
Interesting.
So,
yeah. Some of those, if they are of a different origin, they look so different than how somebody says.
I know. That's a hard one. So,
and it's hard. Sorry, go ahead.
We have a town, like a little town, and it's called Duquesne, but it looks like Duquesne.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know how. I've seen that. I didn't know how you pronounce that. So it's pronounced Duquesne.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, it's hard because there's a lot of times where even when you see authors in other people talking about the authors, you don't know if they're saying it right. Because I've had where like I've watched interviews with people to try to figure out how to say the author's name that I'm going to interview, and then they're saying it wrong. So it's always hard to find that right pronunciation of an author's name too.
Ideally, if you can find the author introducing themselves,
correct.
That's the ideal thing. But okay, this is what aggravates me. There is one author in particular who on her books it says how to pronounce her name. Like I've seen it in print, like phonetically how to say it. But probably half the people I've heard talk about her say it completely wrong. And so I clicked on an interview because I thought, well, maybe I am wrong. But then I found that it was like, no, I'm not wrong. She was being interviewed by somebody and they said it completely wrong. And they said, is that right? And she said, close enough. And I'm like, no, don't perpetuate this.
Yep.
She's probably just used to people saying
it. Tired of it.
Yeah.
Because I've heard people say that, they're like, I'm tired of correcting people. I'm like, then no one's ever gonna get it right. This is your name. This is the
Sometimes I'll look on howtopronounce.com or whatever, like how to pronounce. I'll look it up on YouTube, how to pronounce this, and sometimes it's like that does not even make sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
There's still a search when I pull up YouTube. Underneath there is a video that I pulled up because I kept hearing audio book narrators pronounce, there's a type of tree, Sumac. How do you have any idea how to say that?
Sumac or whatever.
Sumac?
It looks like sumac, but I grew up, everyone said it shoemake. Oh. And I was like, okay, my parents were educated, but I'm sure that's how their people said it. Because shoe, SU, like sugar. So there's other words that are SU with the sh sound. So I was looking in the comments and there were several other people that were like, I always thought it was shoemake, even though the little video says sumac. And so I don't know.
I was going to say, because I think I've heard it called sumac. So that's why I knew.
Yeah. But then there's other times when I'll hear an audiobook narrator say the word salve, like that you rub on. If you look that up, the L is silent. But people will look at it and they say salve. And I'm like, no, it's not salve. It's
salve,
just salve.
Yeah. Well, and I saw you did a video where I think you were talking about I can't think of the title of the book, but it was Mary Bethune, and you were talking
Oh my
about
goodness. Yeah. Mary
the
McLeod
narrator,
Bethune.
and I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't grow up in Florida where there's all that, and I was like, I knew that because I had to read a book in grade school,
In
but I
that
was just
entire
thinking, like,
audiobook, they were like,
I get it, yeah.
Bethune, Bethune.
Ugh.
It drove
Yeah.
me crazy.
Well, I was
Yeah,
encouraging my kids to read this book.
I called Bethune-Cookman College,
Yeah.
which is here in Florida, and all I had to hear was the recording. You've reached Bethune-Cookman College. I'm like, okay, I got it right.
Yeah.
That's all. I just needed validation that I was right.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just say, for those of you that don't know, I tried to read Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and I DNF'd it years ago. I live to sweat the small stuff, so
Yeah.
that's just...
No, I do too. Yep.
So Mary Jo says that Jennifer Lopez was in Anaconda, and I like her, but I never watched that movie because no snakes for me.
I've seen that.
We were talking about, I said, I don't know if you've seen like a preview or anything, but they're making a comedy horror remake of Anaconda with Jack Black. It was
already a comedy horror, wasn't it?
That's what I thought.
Well, but this is like with Jack Black and...
Oh, funny. Okay.
Yeah, and it just, I watched the trailer and I'm like, no, we did not need this. We did not need this. And Katie says, I got Bunnicula number 4 today. I love those.
Oh, I love Bunnicula.
And Angel says, I'm with you, Mary Jo. No snakes. I hate snakes. I absolutely terrified of snakes, but for some reason I'm okay with watching like horror movies with snakes. It gives me the heebie-jeebies, but I can do it. But if there was like a real snake anywhere in the vicinity of me, you will see how fast this big girl can run.
I don't mind snakes. I don't like rats or like rodents. That's where I draw my line. Yeah. I don't mind.
I am okay with the rodent. And Amy says to Emily, we can, but I thought you said in November. I could be wrong in remembering because they were going to be buddy reading something maybe. And she says, I forgot to say I'm currently reading Caught Up by Navessa Allen tonight. And Stormy, 2 questions. Are we reading the Dresden Files in October? Yes, we are. At number 2, are we reading the new Skandar book in October? No, we're not, because I'm still on like a 12 to 15 week wait.
Yeah.
And I already have 6 buddy reads for October, so I don't think I can add another one. But I looked to see, because I was like, well, is the audiobook coming? No, because I put it on hold like a month or so ago, I think. And it's still like a long wait because it's the newest one and it's a popular series. And so if you want to go ahead and read it, if you have it, feel free to. But yeah, I don't know when I'm going to get it in. And Kat says that Cajun, I adore the Bunnicula series and the series that Howie writes. Yes, House of Bunnicula is the one that I need to get into because I haven't read those yet. And Carmen says, I need to read Bunnicula. Yes, you do.
So good.
Hi, Nicole says, hi, Stormy. Just dropping in to say hi before finishing my sprints. Hope you're well. Thanks for stopping by. Hope your sprints are really well. And Carmen says, Kat, are you doing your folklore February again in 2026? And Emily's like, okay, that is perfect. Amy, I was feeling behind on things, so need to take things slower. There you go. And Kim says, good night, y'all. Didn't read, dozed off and on. Well, good night, Kim. Hope you get a good night's sleep. Good night.
Elizabeth, which puppy is that?
That is Louie.
Louie was wanting some attention. He was wanting some attention.
I know.
Well, he was barking because the big cat Harry, that the one I says is like Lucifer from Cinderella. Louie is scared of Harry, and Harry was laying between me and him, and so he was barking like, "Let me get past this cat." And
That's
now
funny.
he finally got past him, and now Harry's still there, and he's afraid to go back.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's like, now I'm stuck. I can't go back.
Yeah, he's like, I
I
don't know what
remember
to
watching those videos with like cat versus dog. Some of those
Mhm.
crack me up. I love
Yeah.
those, and so that's kind of how they are. They ultimately get along okay, but they all tolerate.
do. Tolerate each other.
Mary Jo said no reading. Scrolled YouTube and X. That happens. And Michelle says, I read Bunnicula in grade school. Carmen, I still have my copy. I bought it at Scholastic Book Fair. That is so cool.
Yeah.
I lost my copy and everything, but I found one that's kind of like the one that I used to have. So I'm like, yay.
Well, I
And-
sent you one too.
Yeah, you sent me one, and it's one I didn't have. Like I have two different versions.
Oh,
now.
2 different dishes. Oh, okay. Yeah, because that I mean, and if you just want to trash that one was pretty far gone. It's been read by many kids, I can tell. And I sent for y'all, I sent Storm a picture. I'm like, these are pretty bad shape. It was that, and what else was it? I forget. There was 2 kids books.
Was it the
Like-
mouse on the motorcycle? one?
Mouse and Motorcycle. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
classic.
Or Ralph S. Mouse, one of those.
Yeah, it
And
was
I was
one of
like,
those,
you
yeah.
want these? They're readable, but they're
And I was
falling
like,
apart.
yes, because I just like the covers and so.
Yeah.
And Mary Jo said good night to Kim. And Michelle says, going to hop off here, watch X Files. Thanks for Sprint Ladies. Have a great week. Have fun watching X Files.
Yeah.
And Amy says it got to 54%. And then Angela says good night to Michelle. And then Angel got to 50 of 349. Really cool. Angela's at 27%. And Cajun says the cat, I want to read House of Two. The Holiday Inn is one of my favorites. And Angel said good night to Michelle. And yes, Holiday Inn is great. I did like that one. That one was fun. And Amy says, I'm going to say good night. Feeling sleepy. Thanks for the sprints. Good night.
Good night.
And the other Amy says to Carmen, I read Bunnicula books as a kid. I've been trying to reread them as an adult again. Yeah. They're fun at reading them as an adult. The thing is what I learned is like I love Bunnicula, but then whenever you read the series, it's like Bunnicula's not even in like
Yeah.
Really about the dog.
it's all about the dog and the cat. And Angela says goodnight to Amy, and Kat says, hey, Elizabeth. Jill's at 44% of whiskey business. Yay.
Nice.
And Angel said, good night, everyone. Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you for hosting the sprint, Storm, Blake, and Elizabeth. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And Kat says, I didn't read that sprint either. Finished up chores for the evening. Also wrote out my to-do list for tomorrow.
Well, aren't you
Very
productive?
productive.
Yeah.
Cajun said there is a town in South Georgia called Cairo, but it's said like Cairo.
I did not know that. I've seen that too. Yeah. There's a few places that you would think it's one way, and then Texas has several towns like that.
Missouri does too, with what Storm was saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
And you're in Missouri too, right? Like,
Yep, St. Louis.
That's cool.
She's in a big town. I've never been.
You've never
I
been
think
there?
I've been through it. Like I've seen the arch, but I've not.
Storm, you should come.
I know.
Sonia and I would love to show you around.
So here's what I'm thinking, because occasionally I come through there. My sister lives just a couple hours from Storm. So what we need to do, Storm, is if your dad's okay being by himself for a little while, I'll come by and pick you up, and then we'll go over and meet up with Blake.
Yeah,
That sounds
would be
perfect.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tanya says I got 70%. The other book I need to read is only 149 pages, not 200 like I thought. I'm at 6%. Well, see there, you're already ahead because it's not as big as you thought. She has 2 books that she needs to finish up. She's kind of like you. She's got to finish these books up before the end of the month. And
tonight and tomorrow.
54%. And Tanya says the audiobook that drove me crazy when listening to it is Harry Potter. They cannot say Voldemort's name right. That, and they say Peabody, but it's like that. That's Peabody.
I don't remember. Are you talking about, because there's in there 2 narrators? There's
Yeah, and see, I love Jim Dale, so
Jim
I
Dale,
thought it was
I know.
cool if he said it wrong because he's like one of my favorite narrators. But
Then
the
I
other
think
one was
they have a
Stephen Fry.
UK. Yeah, Stephen Fry.
Stephen
So I don't know
Fry,
which
yeah.
one you heard.
I've never heard the Stephen Fry one. I've only heard the Jim Dale one.
Yeah, same. So how did he say Voldemort? It's Voldemort, right?
Yeah. And I don't know.
I don't even know. Almost like, am I saying it right? Because I don't know. Because
Yeah, you're right.
I remember hearing people say, like, before the movie came out, that nobody knew how to say Hermione.
Yes.
Like, just from reading it.
Yeah,
I didn't read it so much later, but yeah, people are like,
yeah. When I read it, I probably didn't say it right when I was in my head or anything like that.
Yeah,
I would have never thought
It's a hard
Hermione until you listen to the audiobook and you're like, what?
Yeah.
There's a handful of British names that I have a hard time with, unless I hear it over and over again. But just reading it with my
British,
eyes.
Scottish, and Irish, a lot of them, they're like Siobhan does not look like Siobhan. It looks like Sabon or something like that.
Oh yeah. The Irish, the one I like that you didn't like.
Yeah, as a Siobhan. Yeah,
Arlene O'Connor books.
Yeah.
And her name's Siobhan. Is it Siobhan? But it's pronounced. It looks like Siobhan, but it's pronounced Siobhan.
Yeah, because it looks like a Sayabon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't look anything like it's said.
Tanya says, one audiobook that drove me crazy was, that's another one. They can't say Voldemort correctly.
They cannot say.
And another series is the In Death series by J.D. Robb, which is like my crack. The character's name is Peabody, but the author pronounces it Peabody.
Oh, okay. It's weird. Yeah, Peabody. That's funny.
And Kat said, yes, Carmen. And Amy says, sorry, no worries. Hopefully you will get the new Skandar book in November, and we can push it to November. Yeah, maybe I'll get it then. That would be good. And Carmen says, the Cat Adventures Hot Dog. Yeah. And poor Louie.
Oh, don't feel too sorry for him. He's a mess.
Amy says, I will add the next Dresden to my October TBR then. Yeah, okay.
One of these days, I'm going to read that series.
I have a feeling my friend is going to shoot me when she gets to the last book because of what happens in the last one. Because we had a little conversation because I was trying to prepare for things. And yeah, it's not going to be good. Because I'm not telling her what's going on. It's like, you got to read it.
Is it done or is he still writing it?
No, he's still writing it. One comes out. So one comes out in January. And we have 4 more. We have 4 to go to get caught up. But I'm like, we'll get caught up in next year, but it's going to probably take us half a year to ever get the book because it's going to be so popular. Everybody's going to want it, and it's going to take to be able to coordinate to be able to read it at the same time or anything like that.
Yeah. Have you read them all already, or is there a couple at the end that you haven't read?
No, I've read them all, and I'm still mad at the author. It took me 2 years to read the last book because I knew something was going to happen and everything. And yeah, I'm still mad. Esther said, have a great night, ladies. Fun sprints. Thanks. You're welcome, Esther Jane. Have a good night. And Karen said, good night, Esther Jane. And Kat says, I love Ralph S. Amy says, I thought I heard somewhere that Voldemort is pronounced Voldemort in the UK, but here in the US we say Voldemort, which could be because of where they're at. It could be a different thing.
Yeah. See, I did not know that.
I didn't either.
And that we are saying it wrong.
Okay.
And that could be because
probably because the narrator is, if he's saying it wrong, then we're all saying it wrong.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Sonia says, I don't remember how they said Voldemort's name, but I think I got the book from the library. And Mary Jo says, I really wonder where authors come up with names for characters. Sometimes they are so weird that I can't pronounce it. Yes. Especially fantasy ones. It's like, did you just like spin the wheel and see like what letter you came up with and you add that letter and then spin another wheel like, oh, we'll put that letter and then try to give it a name and then have everybody try to pronounce it and they have no clue how to say it. And Kat says, thanks for the sprints, lovely ladies. And good night, friends. Have a wonderful week. Good night.
Good night.
Before you get off here, a couple of you mentioned X-Files. Somebody mentioned X-Files in the chat, and some of you talked about how you mentioned it. I grew up on a farm in Oklahoma, and we had a couple things happen on our farm that I always thought would have made good ideas for X-Files. And can I share?
Yeah, I want
So,
to know.
so when my dad was still living, he died in 1986, but when he was still living, um, and I don't even remember this, but my mom would tell me that they got home. I might have not even been born yet. I don't know. But we had about 200 acres. And so we had a lot of pasture lands, a cattle ranch. And they got home from somewhere, and way off down in the pasture where there was no houses or anything, like they get home and they said there was this huge light coming up from the ground, like where you would see like a searchlight, those big searchlights that come up from the ground and just shine way up in the sky. And they get home and they look out, all of a sudden there's this huge light like coming up from the ground. And so my dad gets in the truck and he drives down there and goes there like as fast as he can. And I guess while he was headed there, the light goes out and he gets there and there's nothing there. There's no sign of anybody being there. He even went the next day. There were no footprints. There was nothing. And they always just thought that was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
So fast forward then, many years later, my mom and I, well, did she find it first? I can't remember. It's after my dad had passed away. But she's like, and I think she called my brother. She's like, you have to come look at this cow. She had gone down the pasture and she called me to come because I think I was in high school. We went down to the pasture. She found a cow dead and its udder had been cut out. Like it looked like, and there was no other blood. There was no sign of any cause of death. It was just laying there dead, and its udder was completely gone. And it's like someone had just held it and cut a knife around it, but there was no blood.
That's weird.
And it was the craziest thing. We took pictures. I probably still have the picture somewhere. And the crazy thing is, it was in the exact spot where that light had been.
Oh wow, that's weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, and then my mom, she was like, "This is where that light was years ago." And here's my mom thinking it's like aliens came down and cut the udder out of this cow. So anyway, I always thought that would be kind of a
good X-Files
episode.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it through like all the X-File seasons. I always fall off about season 4 and everything. And it's not because I don't like it. It's just I'm one of those that I'll get fixated on something for a while and then I will just forget about it. And then I'll be watching something else and then I just forget to go back to it. So I'm like trying to focus.
Yeah. I kind of do that. Like nowadays, there's not really, TV's not the same as it used to be, but I can name a bunch of shows that I would watch faithfully for, like you said, maybe 4 or 5 years. And it might go on for like 7 or 9 seasons, but I would kind of fall off the wagon. And then I might pick back up with the ending when I hear, oh, it's stopping. I'm like, oh, I better go watch it. Like Friends, I did that. Yeah. There was a couple of seasons near the end that I didn't watch, even Little House on the Prairie. And that was like my favorite show growing up. But yeah, there was a bunch of different shows like that where I would just kind of forget about it and then eventually come back around.
My weekend review, I made a comment about like I'm almost to the end of season 1. I was like, I got kind of spoiled with like Netflix and all those where they only do like 10 to 15 episodes, and this has like probably like I'm on 20, so it's got to have probably like 23 or 24, and it's like I'm not used to that. Because they don't do that quite so much anymore. It's like,
yeah, usually a standard season is like 13 episodes.
Yeah,
that is a lot.
And let's see, I forgot where I'm at. I think thanks for the parties. And good night, everyone. Thanks for good night. And Carmen says my grandma or my German mom always says to me, why don't you people say it like you spell it? She said, good night, cat. And Tanya says to Mary Jo, I named my dog from a book series and everyone always asks me how to say his name. It is, I'm not even.
Nicerian?
Yeah, that's what I would have.
I think Nicerian, but I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong, all right?
Cajun.
Cajun says, Elizabeth, I need your phone number when I can't sleep tonight.
Oh, you'll be fine. After we never even hardly thought about it much after that, and even after my mom died, when I came to her house to clean it out. Before my sister got there, I was there a couple of nights on that lonely old farm way out in the country, all by myself, and so it was all good. It was all fine.
And she's laughing. Watch a cartoon after sprints. Watch a cartoon. Yeah. That's what I always did. I always I watched something spooky if I was getting ready to go to bed, and I was like, I'll just watch a cartoon.
Yeah, just change your mindset before you go to bed.
Yeah.
And so that is the last of the sprints. So I guess we'll get off here. I'm going to go get me a snack because I didn't have supper because I ate too much at Golden Corral when we were there. But now I'm kind of getting a little hungry. So and so thanks for joining. Thanks, Blake, for hanging out with me, and Elizabeth for popping in there at the end and stuff. Yeah. That was fun.
Thanks for having me.
And spooking us with your scary stories. And
I liked it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that sounds like, a urban myth or something, but the cow I literally saw in person. So
my aunt lived a little bit in Texas and a little bit in Oklahoma. They moved around a little bit, and there's some kind of story where she swears that she saw something in the sky at one point. I don't know the whole story, but
well, I've heard a story about a town out in West Texas, because we used to go through there on our way to family reunions. It's some little town that's kind of right near, it's somewhere not far from Wichita Falls, like as you're going towards West Texas. And it might be, find out, the town?
I don't. I'll have to ask.
Find out and see, because I can look it up and figure out which town, see if it's the same one. Because my mom used to tell me that. We'd go through that, and she's like, there was an old story about how people saw like alien lights, or they thought it was aliens that
she swore that she saw something. And I mean, my aunt's always, she's, so I never know.
So I can tell that Amy and Tanya read the same kind of books, because Amy says, I love the Lake series by Sherry Lynn Kenyon. Oh. And Tanya says, yep, that's the series where she got the name for her dog from whatever animal. And so that's cool.
Yeah.
And Mary Jo said, good night, Storm, Blake. And
I think there
was supposed to be an Elizabeth in there, but it got cut off.
Yeah. I used to have dogs named after Dukes of Hazzard characters. I had a Roscoe and a Daisy and a Lulu.
Yeah.
I have like, my dog's Bernard. So it's very like normal human names.
That's what ours are, Bob and Louie. So they're human names.
We were real inventive. Ours were like Duke and things like that. Like
dog names. Yeah.
Dog names and stuff. Yeah. I think Dresden's my first not just regular kind of dog name.
Yeah, like a deviated, like you Dresden from Dresden Files, right? Nice.
Yeah, because I said she was my little Houdini kind of, because I'd put her in her box and just get out and be her over here, and I'm like, how'd you do that? Okay, so thanks for hanging out with us and everything. And here it is. It's Nikirian. Is it Nikirian? I don't know, but I gave it my best shot.
Nikirian. I think Nikirian.
It sounds cool though.
Yeah.
Okay. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Good night, ladies.
Not often, but I'm just kidding.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.